Yo, this is me, Mike, Ringmaster of the Imagination Circus, and I'm here for the latest episode of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. This reaction is brought to you by, well, me as usual, but the episode is titled, this is Season 9, Episode 10, Going to Seed. I can only assume that said episode is about the Apple family, or Applejack specifically. We haven't gotten one of those in a while, so I'm kind of excited about it. But all things considered, it's an interesting title. Maybe it's just me, but I'm thinking maybe I just have a dirty mind. But I think that particular title could be misinterpreted in one or two ways, But regardless, let's get into it. So I'm excited. I'm sure you're excited. I ask, I state every time, but what can I say? The excitement is important. Anyway, let's go. 3, 2, 1, play. Of course, they got that classic rooster. Oh, wow. Hey, Winona gets pancakes? Why do we are not good enough to our pets if we don't give them pancakes? Also, everybody, man, is Big Mac just not a morning person? He looks exhausted.
100 moons in the making. When every apple comes ripe at the same time. Big Mac's been up late working on this schedule so we can be sure not to miss a single tree. All it'll take now is a few days of hard work. Who's with me?
Blueberry syrup? Interesting choice. I like some blueberry muffins. I never had blueberry syrup. Not big fan of regular blueberries, though.
That's great, Granny. Twilight and the others are too busy at the school to lend a hoof. We could sure use some more muscle. Who'd you get? Brayburn? Honeycrisp?
Even better!
Okay, so apparently okay, Goldie. Hi, Goldie Delicious. Apparently she takes her cats with her everywhere.
Now that's how you wake a pony up.
Goldie Delicious!
Granny told me
what a cute face that Apple Bloom did while she was hugging Goldie.
So I came running.
Well, with the harvest this big, we're grateful for all the help we can get. I guess.
Yup.
That's harsh, Applejack. That is genuinely harsh. Am I right or am I right?
Granted you a perpetual harvest, confluence or no.
The great seedling? Well, now, I haven't thought about that old mare's tail for years.
The great seedling ain't no mare's tail. He's a magical earth spirit. All the colors of the harvest that travels from farm to farm, daring ponies to catch him. And those that have the ingenuity are rewarded with crops that are always in bloom. And he's as real as you and me!
As I'm up to recall, Apple Bloom used to love setting traps for the great seedling when she was a youngin'.
Well, I'm pretty sure she's outgrown the whole thing by now. Right, Apple Bloom?
Or maybe I'm big enough now to finally catch him! Who's with me?
That was a hell of an expression. Okay. I'm very... Okay. We haven't had an Apple family or Apple episode in a while, am I right? I don't remember what the last one was. I'm going to put the title here when I do figure it out, just because, I want there to be evidence, because I don't remember what the last one was, but it's been a while, obviously. Regardless, this looks like it's going to be fun. We got Goldie Delicious, who is always a delight, even with her freaking cats. Is the panther with her, too? Because I know she also had a panther. I don't know how they're going to get any work done any actual work done, because, I'm not going to dismiss Goldie, because dismissing a character's abilities is never intelligent. Granny has always been the organizer. We've never seen her doing, maybe she picks the apples. I don't think she does any bucking. At least not of this nature. Anyway, but then there's, Apple Bloom is distracted by trying to catch, what was it, the seedling? Is that what this creature is called? I like it, but I'm very curious. And of course, what is it, their equivalent of the Easter Bunny? And of course, dear old Applejack's a skeptic. That's very much in character for her. She would be the skeptic. And of course, then there's Big Mac who's exhausted. So I don't, like, between Apple Bloom and Big Mac's state and everything else, I don't know how they're going to get any actual work done. But regardless, it looks like this episode's going to be should be entertaining. I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. We got a little bit more lore, a little bit more of the myth. Something that, even in a magically inclined world like this, someone like Applejack can be skeptical of it. I like it. I love it. So, let's go, shall we?
Apple Bloom, you haven't hunted for the great seedling since you were little. Why would you want to start again now?
The confluence is so big! He's bound to show up. And if we catch him, he'll make all the apples ripe all the time! Right, Goldie?
Mm-hmm, that's right, young filly.
Oh, just imagine, Sweet Apple Acres would be the busiest orchard in Equestria. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do.
Don't forget we have actual work to do, too.
Nothing like a little filly enjoying the harvest. Mm-hmm.
I don't mind Apple Bloom having fun, but there's honest-to-goodness work to do that doesn't have a thing to do with an old legend.
Oh, quit worrying, Sugar Booger.
Please, everybody thought Nightmare Moon was an old legend. You freaking saved Equestria from her.
Rather get to bucking your own selves.
Granny's right. Come on, sleepyhead. Let's get to work.
Yep.
I knew he was gonna be exhausted. I mean, it was pretty obvious, but still. Apple Foo is canon!
Two of them, it would have been a pair of pears.
As much as I appreciate her volunteering, I'm not sure how much help Goldie's gonna be.
Oh, now that reminds me of the time Dottie, well, that's my cheetah, you understand, she found out where I keep the catnip. Oh.
I love hearing her and Granny spinning yarns, but it looks like the harvesting's up to us. You're gonna have to redo that schedule.
Yep.
And as much as I'd rather Apple Bloom were helping, I guess there's no harm in her hunting the great seedling for a day, right? Big Mac!
Gotcha! Aw, you ain't the great seedling.
Nope.
How many traps did you set up? And of course, this rooster's gonna be a repeating thing. Hey, do you guys just have pancakes every freaking day? Can you cook something else? I like pancakes, but I don't want them every day.
If that's your brother's best, we might be done for. Mm-hmm.
Just let the man sleep.
Not a new schedule so we can stay on track.
I didn't sleep either. I was too excited. I can't wait to see if I caught the great seedling.
I hope you're ready to cheer Apple Bloom up when her traps come up empty.
Every pony, come quick! You gotta see!
What in blazes is all the excitement about?
Look! The great seedling did this, didn't he?
Well, braid my mane. This sure looked like great seedling tracks to me.
I knew it! He was here! The great seedling was here! Isn't that amazing, Applejack?
Yeah, amazing.
See, now she thinks Goldie's just messing with her, which, to be fair, I would kind of be okay with. Hell, I would be love if that was still the fact, but they actually, the seedling actually did exist. It's one of the, if this is just one of those episodes where the seedling shows up at the very end and therefore proves that they exist, but doesn't really prove to everybody, but at least in the context of the story, not everybody, but you know what I mean, that they exist, I'm gonna be upset, because I like those kinds of stories occasionally, but this is MLP, and frankly, there's nothing I hate more than when Applejack is, for lack of a better term, on her high horse. Which is a funny image, to say the least. But regardless, the fact is that, like, I like her being brought down a peg. And I also like when old characters, like, stick it to the young ones. So I'm really liking Goldie's attitude here. Regardless, this has been entertaining so far. I enjoy Apple Bloom's antics. I feel sorry for Big Mac. Poor guy is, like, exhausted. I've been there. It's not great. It's not. Seriously, just let him sleep. I get it, Applejack. It's important, but for the love of... For the harried hacks of Hogarth, like, just let it go. Let it go, okay? Just let it go. I mean, come on. This is gonna cause, like... And somehow Applejack's arrogance is gonna cause a problem, which I'm less... I'm perfectly okay with, because we don't really see Applejack causing problems all that often, because... And when it is, it's because she's usually the voice of reason. But among her own family, she's so used to being in charge, like, she can straighten out the rest of the main six, but when she is, like, she's so used to, like, calling a portion of the shots back at Sweet Apple Acres, even though clearly Granny Smith is in charge. But, like, she's got a very opinionated state. She's like a more annoying version of Captain America. 2, 1, play.
Isn't it beautiful? I just can't
It's
believe
not
the Great
bad.
Seedling was really
I've seen
there.
better.
Neither can I.
Applejack.
What this means.
I love the faces,
Charlie.
seriously.
The seedling wants you to know that he was here, and he's daring you to catch him. Mm-hmm.
You think I still have a chance? You're an apple, ain't you?
Why, if you set enough traps, you're bound to catch him.
You're right. And that's just what I'm gonna do. Look out, Great Seedling. Here I come.
Now, why would you go and do a thing like that?
Nothing like what?
You know what I mean. We got enough work to do without you distracting Apple Bloom by making some apple tracks and pretending the Great Seedling did it.
I did no such thing.
What in the tater tarnation would make you say a thing like that?
Well, some pony did it, and she sure seems to be enjoying this quite a lot.
I'm enjoying it because Apple Bloom's enjoying it.
Uh-huh. And I suppose you two didn't do it either?
Nope.
Of course not. But I suppose it could have been Goldie's cats. Why don't you ask them?
Have you considered that maybe it was the Great Seedling after all?
Ha ha, very funny.
I swear, sometimes I think she's part mule.
Okay, that might officially be the funniest freaking MLP joke they've ever made, ever. Genius, pure genius.
Great Seedling.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I know you're excited, but we sure could use your help today. Are you sure you want to spend time trying to catch something that might not even be real?
What? But the Great Seedling is real. You saw the tracks. You think those appeared all by themselves?
I don't know who made the tracks, but I don't think it was the Great Seedling.
Why not?
Because the Great Seedling is just something to make the harvest fun for youngins. And you're old enough now to know that there's a time for fun and there's a time for work.
But catching the Great Seedling is helping. He can make the trees blossom all the time.
All right. How about this? If you help me with the harvest today, I'll help you set traps for the Great Seedling tonight. Deal?
Woohoo! Yes! It's a deal.
Well, Applejack, I at least appreciate your trying, and you try, and you even if you're wrong, which I think you are, you set your beliefs pretty gently towards her. Also, she's trying. Them little legs ain't helping as much.
Kinda looks like those seedling tracks, huh?
Sure, if there were hundreds of apples in a bunch of different lines.
Well, if enough apples fell or got knocked down, by the wind maybe, or animals. I'm just saying there's a lot of possible explanations.
And one of them is the Great Seedling.
And the rest of them ain't.
That ain't what you thought when you was a foal. What does that mean? Your sister was plumb loco about
Yeah, I
catching
kinda
the
figured it was
Seedling
something
when
like
you
that.
were your age. Same as you are now. Worse even.
Oh, is that so? Do tell, Granny.
I love
Must have been the last confluency, I reckon. I was supposed to keep an eye on your sister, but she was slipperier than an apple seed. Applejack, get your flank back here. You're supposed to be sorting in the barn.
Sorry, Granny. I gotta check my traps or the great seedling might get away.
Same exact kind of traps, even.
Now, where'd I put that trap?
Ha.
Bust my buds. Where's that young'un get to?
Ha.
She spent the better half of the day stuck in that trap.
And missed out on helping with the harvest because I was
Oh my
dressed as a little
God!
fawn.
Bright Mac!
I
It's Bright
figured every time else
Macintosh!
had to work harder because of me. So
Hey,
I
hey!
decided right then and there I was too old to waste any more time. with
Pear
great
butter. Oh, buttercup, and baby apple bloom, baby apple bloom. Continuity, baby, that was beautiful. Okay, I'm sorry, that made this episode.
I'm still laughing.
I'm sorry that happened, Applejack, but it won't if you and me set traps together like you promised. Plus, we'll get them done twice as fast and won't miss out on any of the harvest.
Then let's get to work.
So she had a traumatic experience in which she was trapped in a hole, and that affected her attitude. Yeah, I can believe that. Ha! That's funny. You know, I gotta tell you, maybe if you stopped using these pretty clear traps, like, that's a pretty obvious pitch trap if I do say so myself. Like, seriously, there is a way to make that less obvious. You can do it in a way that you can cover it with dirt. It'll look natural. I know how to do it. Like, you just need a bunch of branches and some string, well, rope, and it'll work. The rope traps are also super. How the hell did they not set that one off? And of course, Big Macintosh did because he's exhausted. Poor Mac. I feel for you, Mac. You know, it just occurred to me. But we know he started referring to himself as big or large.
So from that moment on, I took to referring to myself as big or large or...
It sure was fun sitting up all those
Because, you know,
traps
he's
together.
Big Mac.
I
But
forgot
does
what
that
the
mean his
time
name is just Macintosh? And does that mean he's Macintosh Jr.?
It's us.
See, Applejack seemed to get back into it.
Morning. Now there's still plenty of harvesting to do. So
Well, she's
promise
still
me you'll
Applejack,
help,
but she
even
clearly
if all our
got a
traps
little bit
are
more
empty.
fun than she's letting
I
on.
promise. So long as you're ready for the bountiful harvest, the great seedling's gonna give us one of our traps, Nabum.
Deal.
Oh man, they covered the whole damn farm in traps. And there's that gosh darn rooster again.
Yeah.
Come on, Applejack. If we hurry, we can check every trap and still stay on schedule.
Now that's what I like to hear.
Yeah, you want to tell me that wasn't the great seedling? Because there's no way, I don't think one individual could pull that off.
This must have taken all night.
Yep.
Nothing.
Huh?
I checked all the traps near the tracks. Everyone was sprung, but they're all empty.
Every trap sprung? No way critters did this. Or the wind. I can't believe I'm saying this, but maybe the great seedling really was here.
Oh, that's a hell of a smile. I like that. And of course, like, Granny and Goldie are giving each other a look. And I can't tell if it's because they're happy or because they're conspirating. But because I'm not 100% sure. So I actually thought maybe it was like Big Macintosh doing this. Maybe they do something like that. He was doing it to help out. And that's why he's really so exhausted. Which I wouldn't put past them. And I'm still not 100% sure. But I'm still leaning more towards the actual great seedling being responsible. Because, you know, of course it is. Also, love that. Also, this episode is proving that they, like I said, and I've been saying for a couple of episodes, they are going all out with the faces of the ponies. Not any of the other species characters, so basically the other villains and frenemies or any other individual, but a lot of the main pony characters are giving some glorious faces this episode. It's kind of amazing. Not just this episode, but throughout this season. They're going all out on that facial animation, and I love it. Regardless, I am really curious how this is going to turn out. We're getting close to the end of the episode. I don't know how it's done. Maybe the Great Seedling isn't real at all. Maybe it's real and but this isn't actually the Great Seedling. Maybe it's just the Great Seedling. I don't know, but this is a really fun episode. Love the little flashback bit. I like that we saw Bright Mac and Buttercup and them with a baby Apple Bloom. Now, here's a simple question, though. Is this before or after the events of Where the Apple Lies? Because you would think it was before. I mean, after. Rest in peace. The glorious state. Yeah. So I don't know. I genuinely don't know. So many things. This whole episode has just been a delight. I'll go into my full thoughts, but regardless, this has been fun. This has just been fun all over the place.
So, you're finally ready to admit the Great Seedling might be real?
I can't think of anything else that could have laid out these tracks and sprung all our traps.
And if he left this many tracks behind, he's practically begging us to catch him.
You ain't never seen anything like this before.
Well, tell us what you have seen. Goldie, you too. We need to know it all if we're really gonna catch him.
Sure, Goldie and I'll tell you all about the Great Seedling all day while we work.
Work? Apple Bloom and I don't have time to work today. We've got to set up traps in every row, even the carrots, just to be sure.
Yesterday you said the Great Seedling was just something to make the harvest fun for youngins.
That was before I thought we could actually catch them. Besides...
Whoa, wow. That face.
Big Mac can make time in the schedule for us to set traps, right?
Yep.
Great. Get to it. Apple Bloom and I are gonna go capture us the Great Seedling.
And now those two are giving him dirty looks. Big Mac, my boy, I feel for you, man. Man, he's just going around hitting the trees now. Fair enough, boy. I understand. They better let him sleep for like 3 days after this is all done. Like, come on. Yeah, every tree, boy, every tree! To be perfectly honest, at this point I'm a little convinced that Granny and Goldie are somehow responsible.
Just one more hill to go.
What's wrong, Big Mac?
Oh, is this right?
Yup.
But that doesn't make any sense. How can all these trees be bare if we haven't bucked them yet?
Seems like more work of the Great Seedling to me.
How do you mean?
Well, the closer you get to catching the critter, the more mischievous it gets.
You're saying the Great Seedling is taking our apples?
Yes. Sounds like he's fixing to throw you off the stand.
Granny, them damn cats, man. They everywhere. Now I really am convinced that they're just playing with them. I mean, I understand they're doing it because they care and shit, but it's kind of getting on my nerves now that it's probably a trick, because I'm, like, mostly convinced. And Big Max looks like he's losing his damn mind. Poor boy, like, seriously.
But I reckon if we keep watch over the trees that haven't been bucked, the seedling won't know what hit him.
That's a great idea.
That's a terrible...
Anyone else want to stay up with us?
An old pony like me needs your beauty rest, but you young'uns have a good time.
My kitties can't sleep unless they're curled up on my haunches. But I can't wait to see the Great Seedling with my own eyes once you catch him.
Guess it's just you and me.
Mac... Yeah. That'd be my response too. Seriously, Mac, the poor boy. I can't get over how Big Mac has been treated in this episode. It's funny, but it's also kind of sad.
I'm glad we're doing this together.
Me too. It's been a long time since I was on a real seedling hunt, and this is the first time doing it with my little sister.
When did you start trying to catch the Great Seedling?
I couldn't have been much more than a foal. I remember our parents tucking Big Mac and me in and telling us all about the Great Seedling. I got so excited I could barely sleep, so Don't you worry, Sugar Cube. I won't let him get away.
Nah. Appreciate the sentiment. Yeah. Yeah, that's about what I expected. Oh man, Applejack, you are a funny person. Wow.
Applejack, wake up!
Huh? What is it?
I think a trap went off.
Well, let's go check it out.
If it was like, if they finally got caught, or someone finally got caught, I don't know.
We gotta lead him into
But regardless,
I'm not worried about scaring him.
well now look, the silhouette is good, but now I think that's just a costume. Either that, or I'm right. Was I right about my initial idea? Was it somehow Big Macintosh? Maybe he's sleepwalking. I wouldn't be put it past him.
I think the Great Seedling's hunting us!
Apple Bloom,
When did this turn into a horror story? This is hilarious. She's avoiding those traps. She eventually got caught by one, but she was doing pretty good for a bit. Yeah, that thing looks like either a really weird, yeah, that's gotta be like a dummy, or is it, am I right? Is it somehow Big Macintosh sleepwalking? I'm half convinced it is. Am I right? I knew it! I was right! I didn't even think about it! I called it!
He's been in his sleep this whole time.
Big Mac is the Great Seedling?
I was right! I can't believe I actually
okay,
called
Big
that!
Nope.
And thanks to all of Big Mac's late night work, we brought in the whole harvest with time to spare.
No wonder you were so tired all the time.
Yep.
I'm glad we solved the mystery, but I really wanted to catch the Great Seedling before I get too old to try.
You know what, Sugar Cube? You're never too old to be a filly. There will always be work to do, but having fun together is something you never grow out of.
Here, here. Them damn cats. Are we sure they're not the Great Seedling?
Well, looks like you don't need me no more. Time to get home before Dottie gets in the catnip again. I have stories about that, I'll tell you what.
We're real glad you came, Goldie.
Sure are. Come back next year.
Oh, looks like you forgot to clean up the carrots.
Big Mac wasn't harvesting the carrots, just the apples. You know what this means?
Time for another hunt!
Look out, Great Seedling! Here we come!
All right, nice end scene, nice transition to the credits, and nice outro. I don't know all the terms, but that was a nice way to end it. I like that. All right. Let's get into my thoughts on the episode. Yeah, let's do it, boys. Let's do it. Oh, okay. So what do I think? This episode was just fun. It was all around fun, and it kind of makes me more disappointed with last week's episode. Last week's episode I thought was good. I thought it had good writing, but it didn't quite have the same entertainment factor of this. This one was heartwarming. It got a nice continuity, like flashback, along with some psychologicalness with Applejack. This Great Seedling. I like that we never actually saw the Great Seedling. I appreciate that. Like, we did not see the Great Seedling, but we more or less got confirmation that this creature exists. I like how, like, Goldie and Granny both were very, very... Is coy the right word? I don't even know, but they were all sorts of suspicious. So you figure, maybe they were the person responsible. By the end, it seems like, yeah, they could totally be responsible, but no. And then I thought about it, I was like, okay, we see the Great Seedling in silhouette, and I'm thinking, okay, is that a costume made by Granny and, by Granny and Goldie, but no. And then I'm thinking about, wait, okay, Big Mac is really sleep deprived, and this is a great running gag throughout the episode, It's drawn attention to, but not really drawn attention to. It's there, but it's not really focused on. And I'm thinking, okay, is he responsible? Is he trying to do something nice for Apple Bloom? But then I'm thinking, okay, wait, let's think about my initial idea. He's not doing this on purpose, because the erratic movements of the great seedling as we saw it, along with the weird misshapen antlers that looked a little too much like sticks to my mind. Yeah, I figured, he's totally sleepwalking. I called it. My instincts are on point, baby. I called it, and I love that. Regardless, though, it was heartwarming, and it was nice to see the apples, and specifically just Applejack and Apple Bloom just spend time together. Because like I said, it's been a while since we've had an Apple episode, let alone an episode focused on these two, or Applejack in general. It was a nice episode, and it was really enjoyable. That joke from Granny about thinking Applejack might be part mule, that is hilarious to me. Like, seriously, best joke in the whole damn series, hands down. I don't even care. I will watch the whole series again just to prove my point that, yeah, that was the best joke. Hands down. Got a great laugh out of me. Everything. And then, like, just the way Big Mac did tear up that damn chart at the end, like, when he was tired, he was sick of having to rewrite it every time. Come on. That was fantastic, too. That was brilliant. And also, is it just me? Why is it every time we see a pony document that isn't, like, written, so to speak, why is it that they always look like they're drawn in crayon? Like, they seem to be crossing out the trees with a pencil. Why does it look like it's drawn in crayon? What's that about? Is that just, like, is that on purpose? Is that a generally used and accepted tool by Pony Society for writing and drawing and shit? What the hell about that? That seems kind of weird to me. But regardless, also, Goldie was a delight with her stories and her smug faces and her attitude towards Applejack. An elder putting it to the youngin' the way she did the whole time, but she wasn't being mean about it. She was just trying to say that, yeah, she appreciates that Apple Bloom was having a good time, and that's what's important. And Applejack kind of lost sight of that, and I can understand that with everything else. I mean, if I got stuck in the hole, I'd probably end up trying to forget about the reason why I was in the hole in the first place, too, even if it was something that was initially so whimsical and enjoyable. Still, the fact, like, she was down there, you'd think, I mean, at the time, they had, like, not counting, I guess you can't count baby Apple Bloom, so you got both her parents, you got, like, Granny, and you got, like, Big Mac. None of them found her for a couple of hours? Like, wow, that's just some bad luck being trapped down in that hole. Then again, they got a pretty big property, so I suppose it's totally possible. Although, it raises the question, how the heck, like, we see Big Mac get trapped in that same hole. Also, now that I think about it, whose skateboard was that? Was that Scootaloo's? Did she leave that there? Because I can't really see, I mean, maybe Apple Bloom owns a skateboard? Though I wouldn't actually put it past Granny. I could totally see her to riding a skateboard, doing some tricks. If anything, assuming the skateboard's big enough, a pony would have better balance on one of those things than we do, because, 4 legs. But regardless, this was a absolute delight. But like I said, how did they... So, yeah, also, seriously, how did they dig those holes? Like, Applejack as a child somehow dug one of those. Like, they dug one together. How do you dig one of those holes? I mean... Especially, like, no offense, they're earth ponies. They have, like, less... I will never understand. I'm nitpicking. This is ridiculous. You know what? Regardless, this episode was a delight. I enjoyed it. It was heartwarming. It was funny. It was just fun in general. Enjoyable. Great little bit of flashback all around for multiple reasons. I applaud this one. It does make me wish that we could get one of these for Spike. Last week's episode was good, but it wasn't fun. This one was fun. I really enjoyed it. And anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction from me for episode 10 of season 9 of MLP. This is going to seed. And also, just to be clear, we've got 3 more episodes before the mid-season break, which they're definitely doing, no doubt. So, of course, I'm going to have to try... I'll have more than enough projects to fill in that time. But regardless, it's interesting to consider. We're almost halfway through the season already. That's insane. it's just going by too fast. And unlike some other things that have recently come to an end, I can say with 100% certainty that this will truly move me to tears. And in a good way, though. You know what I mean. Anyway, this is Mike, Ringmaster of the Imagination Circus, and I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope if you feel so inclined, you might come back for more in the future. I would really appreciate it. And thank you for watching.